Where's the message? You have successfully subscribed. Expiring. Oh shit. I have to buy data first. You may realize I don't have data, so I have to buy more data. We have the lights went out, kidogo blackout, so let's buy some data so that tusizimikiwe mseme, oh my god, we were just getting into the live, what happened to the live, why are you hanging? Let's buy some data so that we can jump into some Friday. Customer, you have successfully subscribed. I'm a subscriber now. Notifications za WhatsApp nazo zilikuwa zinangojea data ingie zikame. Here we go with number 1. So now, let's begin this. Men, today you are lucky. Because first of all, shout out to everyone in the space, and my condolences to the people who have lost their children again in school. And this is my thinking, okay? I don't know if you are on the same level. This is my thinking. There was a school fire, and there was some losses. It's raining. And in between that story of the school fire and the losses, I'm also expecting some heroic stories. I was expecting to see a man with some injuries, some slight burns, because they were trying to, do some rescue ama kitu kama hiyo. So I'm not seeing that. Okay? So I'm not seeing that. So this is why every time I'm reminded of how demasculinized we have become as men. Because in other hero stories, there would be a school fire, but there would be a man nursing injuries that he sustained, trying to rescue the children. And this is the short calling, or sometimes I wonder if it's, no, but I know I have the right mind. Because when they are showing you the movies, they'll show you movies about heroes, and the movies would be the in thing. But nowadays, the movies that they show you are movies of weakness. So they have succeeded to slowly make you weak. Now, even the strongest masculine men cannot be warriors all the time. That is given. Okay? But beneath that tough speaking, that stoic exterior, lies a wounded little boy. And this little boy is always seeking to be nurtured in the kindness, the warmth, and the compassion of the feminine. So when we have a balanced masculine and feminine, where the feminine is nurturing the wounded little boy in the man, then the warrior version can come out. So the men are using all their energy to shield their wounded boy. What do I mean? So a school will burn with children inside, but there will be no man with slight burns because he was trying to rescue children, aka what you call the hero. Do you get it? So this is why I'm even doing this live. From time to time, a man needs to shed what you call his armor. Remember the other day we were talking about grieving and how healthy it is for a man to grieve. So as the man sheds his armor, which is supposed to be doing piece by piece, What he does is that he uncovers his strength and the sensitivities that are hidden beneath that. But since the men don't have spaces to let the feminine side come out to play, they are seen as weak. Okay? So since the men are not allowed to seek solitude, if a man is doing man caving, seeking solitude in the car, akiingia kwa nyumba, sasa ndio unaingia kwa nyumba mtu alikuja saa moja, ama ulikuwa unaongea na malaya wako. But when you give a man space, when you allow a man to seek his solitude, what you are inviting is trust. Because trust me, okay? Trust me, a man needs his own solitude. Because when a man is in his solitude, okay, he understands that in that solitude, he's cultivating what you call a deeper connection, and not just with himself, but also with the feminine, or whichever feminine is in his life. Okay? And that is not allowed. So a lot of our men have not been allowed to uncover their strengths. You can only uncover your strength as a man in your solitude. That is why even in the movies, they would show you that a man has to go to the mountains, has to go sit Shaolin style, na vitu kama hizo. But we glorify men as being weak. For example, there's a plan on paper to change the man and how the man is looked at. So for example, the story of Tyrese Gibson, Sazote Kulialia, that is being pushed a lot. Why? Because he's the victim. So munaona Tyrese as the victim. He lost love. He lost his money. But no one is questioning how it got there. Why did he get to that point where now Tyrese is crying like a baby? Even the most tough men, and I'll give you an example. The reason you voted for your stupid president, Ruto, is because he was crying in church. And what was he doing in church? He was shedding his armor. He was shedding his armor piece by Mungu wangu, we wajua kwa nini. So without you understanding, because spirituality, without you understanding, you gain trust in him. He was acting, of course, he was acting, but that is what uncovers the strengths and the sensitiveness that are hidden beneath. So you saw the president as someone who's sensitive. You saw the crying Sugoi Thief as someone who was uncovering his strength. So he's shedding his armor and crying to the world and to you, especially the women. That was a strength. That is why women didn't vote for Martha Karua. They voted for him. They voted for the compassion, because the compassion is part of the feminine, and women love men who are in touch with their feminine. Everything is spiritual. Okay? Now, so what am I saying? Why am I speaking like this? Or what's the purpose of this live? Okay? Now, a quick lesson on what you call the masculine and the feminine energy. Okay? Men possess what you call the masculine energy at their core, because they are 60% masculine, 40% feminine. Okay? But they also carry what you call the feminine energy. And the feminine energy in a male body, let me not even use the terms man, needs what you call emotional release. The feminine energy needs what you call validation. The feminine energy needs what you call nourishment. And for that to come out, that man has to be allowed to be in his solitude. Now, masculine and feminine is not gender specific, because remember, the spirit is androgynous, aka it's neither male, it's neither female. That is why God is not a man nor a woman. To some people, they talk of God as her. To some people, they talk of God as him, a light, an externalization. So, in fact, it's not even healthy for men to operate in their masculine all the time. It's not healthy for a man to be 24/7 in his masculine. It's not even healthy. Okay? So a man always needs what you call a safe outlet to channel their softer, or what you call their more feminine side. and to reflect on their emotions. And this is where the girlfriends come in. This is where the mistress comes in. This is where the concubine comes in. This is where the 700 wives of Solomon come in. This is where in the Bible, the 12 tribes of Judah, of Judah, whatever. This is where when the woman is barren, the woman said, okay, I can't give you children, but you can sleep with my mboches. Kula mbochi wangu akuzalie. Mimi siwezi kuzalia. So huyo jamaa wa Bible akakula mbochi akazaa. Na aliona hii mbochi alikuwa na kitupoa kienyeji. So alirudi tena akamzalia. The story of the Bible. It's in your Bible, si ndio? So the masculine and the feminine energies are not gender specific. Na venye tumesema, it's not healthy for a man to operate in their masculine side all the time. So this is where the women fell short. So since that man needs what you call a safe outlet to channel that softer, more feminine side or to reflect on the emotions, okay? Now you find that if the men cannot release those emotions inside of them, which they are supposed to do in a healthy and loving way. Keyword, in a healthy and loving way. So men need to release the emotions in a healthy and loving way. So if they don't do that, then their pent up emotions, what they do is that they manifest at what you call repressed anger. Wala wanaona kuwa wamekasirika kwa nyumba saa zote. So that becomes aggression. The men are so aggressive, okay? Or they become depressive. Unaona mwanaume ako na depression, saa zote yako depressed. Unashindwa ni nini? If that doesn't happen, what happens? They become dominating. That man wants to be dominating everything. Domination, like your stupid, weak president. He's for domination. Even after the maandamano, he came saying, some criminals were trying... No, it was not criminals. Those were the Gen Z. Okay? But because this is a man who cannot release the emotions inside of him, his father wounds, in a healthy or loving way, that is what happens. So you have these pent-up emotions, okay, that manifest as anger. Munaonanga wakipigana kwa barabara. Unaona mtu amekata mtu in the highway. We digetheria we magai we do hutia kai hutia we ikia areko guo. Sasa wanataka kupigana kwa traffic. Mnaona kwa traffic, wanataka kupigana kwa traffic. Unaambia mwanaume arushe ngumi na mkono yako iko chini. Hutia magai mugu moja, hutia utabore. All I need to do is one left. And I knock the lights out of you. So when you're observing them, you're like, man, what happened to the masculine? What happened to men being in what you call understanding the emotions? You're looking at the men and you're thinking, what is this now? Where is this aggression coming from? Where is this depression coming from? Where is this wanting to dominate coming from? Where is all this repressed anger? Wana mtu theka highway amefungia lori. Lori imebeba mawe. Mawe. Tata imebeba mawe. Unakuja na gari mpya KDJ unaingia na lori inafunga emergency alafu unakuja kuambia dereva ati nenda koma lori kona mawe. And the women are looking at the men like, sasa hii ni nini sasa? Are these the people who are supposed to be safe? This is a man who has a wife at home and children. Anafungia lori kona mawe. Now you want us to leave your wife behind for us. We cannot handle your wife. There's too many women out here who need men. We can't. Hatuwezi. Pengine kitambo tungeweza. But now most of you, we cannot even touch you. You visited the stab tent. Okay? So, the proud masculine refuses to be seen as weak, especially by the feminine. I repeat, if you are a proud masculine, you refuse to be seen as weak, especially by the feminine. So what they do is that they secretly seek their permissions to stop being the strong warrior for a minute and nurture the wounded little boy within you. A lot of people cannot understand why men will be with girlfriends or with other women or other wives na vitu kama hizo. Okay? So, the men ndio wanakuanga na ka secret mpango na hapo. Because men need to stop being in their strong warrior for a minute. Men need to nurture their wounded little boys that are within you. All of you are hurting. The way you are raised by your fathers, the way you are raised by your grandfathers. Okay? We're in a new world. This is a new world. Sijui mnangojea dunia gani ingine. When you look outside, everything is new, but you don't know how to look. That is even why they are saying building back better. Because the old world is gone. We're in a new age now. And it's not even the age of Aquarius. We're in a new age. We are beginning again. Okay? This may be too deep for some people, but you're not actually in the age of Aquarius. We're in the age of Aries. Because everything now is beginning again. We are scrambling for land. Ukiangalia utaona they are coming to Africa, carbon credit. They are coming to Africa for everything, for the land. So the land, kitambo the land was taken and it was colonized, so it was a colony. So Kenya is a colony of the British, aka is a state, the Kenyan state. Venye unasemanga Kawangware Estate, the Great Estate. So now we have a new scramble for Africa, which is taking over the land while they still have governments. So cooperation. So make the bloody Africans, the coconut heads, pass laws that are punitive to themselves. Just pay their president, give their president a few helicopters, give their presidents a few gifts here and there, okay? Give the president a few billions. He can give his members of parliament 2 million each. Stupid people. So they pass laws where we make it illegal to own land that is lying idle. Then have corporations like Monsanto and Bill Gates come and take the whole Gulanukalalo irrigation scheme. Thousands of acres. Kwa sababu leo imebadilika, imesemekana huwezi kuwa na shamba kama ulimi. Na wata make sure utalima na nini with the taxes they put on that land. Wewe mwenyewe unashindwa kulipa token. Token zinakulemea. Unaenda ploti, token ploti mzima zinapiga nduru. The whole plot token zinakulemea. Ni shamba utalimia taxes. Who are passing these laws? The same stupid fools you put in parliament. But it's not them, it's you. Because the other day, you saw your power. The Gen Z showed you that you have the power. The Wanjiko has the power. You can go and tear those buildings down and make them work. You put the fear of God in them. Hata ma MP walikuwa wamehama kwao because they represent you. Okay? Because your men are wounded little boys. All of them. They are boys to me. I can't even have a communication with any of those people. They are boys to me. Every time I try to have a decent conversation with these people, they break down and cry. Because unaangalia unajua hii ndio inamkula huyu. Unamuuliza tu story kidogo unajua huyu anakuliwa na mother wounds huyu. Okay? But when a man is vulnerable, you de-arm like a knight in shining armor. You see, when the knights would retreat to their quarters, this is what would happen. Hapa ndio maneno ya kutoa kofia ilitoka. Mimi sitoangi kofia anywhere. When a man, naonanga mwanaume akitoa kofia, I see weakness. Juu hata ajua anatoa kofia kwa nini atitoeni kofia tuombe. Naona wanaume wametoa, nikiwa mahali naonanga wameangalia ni mama dhaka toa kofia, mnaika hapana, mimi sitoangi kofia. Wewe toa yako kwenda huko. Chana mimi. Shit. Okay? So they don't even know where that came from. But when the Knight Templars walikuwa wanavaa hizo makofia za chuma, when they go back to their quarters, ni lazima ungetoa hiyo kofia ya chuma, uweke chini, utoe hizo machuma. You have come from war. It's called de-arming like a knight. When you retreat to your quarters, your house. And you're not disarming because you are defeated. No, but you are disarming so that you can polish your armor. You can sharpen your sword, and your sword is your thought or your pen. Okay? Or your mind, your thought for future battles. So our men have no spaces to disarm. Our men have no spaces to sharpen their knives, their thoughts. Yet, in war, when you are vulnerable, you need to de-arm. You need to go to your quarters and de-arm. Clean your gun. Okay? Sharpen your sword, your mind, your thought. And you're not doing this because you are defeated, but because the world you are in, you need a sharp sword. You need a sharp mind. Ndio maana the white are able to overtake you even today. They are still taking your land. So munasemanga ati mababu zetu, oh, mau. Even today is the same generational curses being repeated. We are as useless and worthless as our fathers. Our fathers are as useless and worthless as our grandfathers. Africans, we have never been great. And the moment you wake up to that realization is the moment you are going to come to your awareness and become great again. Wacha kudanganywa that you are great. You have never been great. There's no patterns of us being in greatness. Ingia TikTok, ndio utajua you are never great. Unaingia TikTok unakuta competitions zetu tuko nazo TikTok ni za kukula. Wanaume wamepanga line ati wanashindana kukunywa bia. Kuna opener but wanakimbia wanachukua na wanameno. Unaangalia unasema, is this what we are as men? There's time to play and games, but are these the games that we are playing as men in 2024 when they are taking over Africa again? Carbon credits, thousands of acres gone because your members of parliament wanapewa tu pesa wananunua tuchopa hapa kina Murkomen. And that is even how you know we are not great. Ati mtu akishika pesa naenda kununua saa ya mamilioni. Oscar Sudi. For a woman, in order to be a good wife, not the good wife yenye mmezoeshwa huku nje ya taking punishment. A good wife just means being a good feeling to balance that thought. For a woman to be a good wife, not woman. For a woman to be a good wife, not submissive, you must be both sensual and maternal. And maternal is nurturing. Sensual is not related even to the sex, is allowing the man to disarm and to be vulnerable so that he can sharpen his sword, his armor, so that he can go out there and fight again. But the women have been turned against the men. Okay? On purpose. And if you're a man watching me, you need to find a woman who can allow you to take off your armor, be vulnerable, sharpen your sword before you get back to the world. Otherwise, that woman that you are with, who has become a competition to you, will destroy you. You need to allow that inner boy to come out and grieve and heal. Otherwise, you will die miserable, just like your father, just like your grandfather and your grandfather's grandfather. You'll become another statistic, another history of the race that was raped and pillaged and destroyed and everything taken over. Okay? It's about time we start talking about the real issues. Okay? The real issues on the ground. Is about fucking time. It's time. First, your culture was cultivated from a cult. So even your culture is not safe. In fact, your culture is the most damning lostness that you can be lost in. You can use your culture to elevate. Don't think that your culture has all the answers. If your culture had all the answers, you'd be in rulership. And the last time I checked, you are not in charge. So that means your culture cannot take you anywhere. There are things in culture that you can take. Don't use everything in culture, and you can elevate. But the moment you come and tell me, you know, our culture was great. No, your culture was conquered and raped and pillaged. And you are no longer building. You're not on the metaverse. You're not taking over any lands. You're not even polishing your own gold. Even your own resources are useless to you. You are standing on the resources. Africa is the resources. You're sitting on resources, but you cannot even polish the resources to sell. So the white people are still coming and taking your resources, but you are claiming, we are strong. No, you are not. And the moment you wake up and realize that there's something that you are lacking, you are wounded, masculine men. You are butt broken. Whatever, back broken, whatever that thing is. And you are back breaking your own children because you are refusing to heal. You are refusing to build because you are stuck in religion. You are stuck in culture. And you need to shed everything and go back to within, just like your Bible teaches you. That's where you are going to find your answers. Individuality. We come to the drawing board and say, okay, wait a minute, you come. How do we rebuild? You know, according to, no, don't tell me according to Galileo. Fuck Galileo. According to my grandfather, fuck your grandfather is not here. So bring new ideas to the table. We have to restart again. You know our leader, there is no leader who can ever help you. Your leaders have never found cures for anything. In 2024, we are bombing children. Bombing children. Children. 5-year-old, 2 years old in hospital, 1 year old. So your part of government cannot be a solution. We cannot even sit down and agree. We still have to fight. We still have to send people to die. So that one, take it and shove it where the sun don't shine. It's not working today. Well, you know, your religion has not helped to stop the war. So also take that, shove it up somewhere where we don't see it again. Well, you know, let's ask him. He has a PhD. Your PhD has not given us a cure even for a headache. In 2024, we still get headaches. We don't even know where they come from. We can't cure them. We don't even have a cure for cancer. So take, shove it up. Well, I was thinking that if that is not working, then he's coming from the blue side or the red side. So let's try politics. No, politics are not working. Nothing is working. The 5 pillars that have been running the world are not working. So it's time to re-strategize. We can use the same 5 pillars, but we rebuild something new. Something never seen before. It may take longer, but it may take a short time if you have many people joining the cause. But that's your weakness. Because at the end of the day, you are biased. At the end of the day, it's all about you. At the end of the day, it's all about my people. At the end of the day, it's all about my religion. At the end of the day, it's all about your country. You have no country. It's mental witchcraft. There's no borders. There's no borders for the rain. There's no borders for the wind. There's no borders for the river. There's no borders for the animals. Borders only exist in the minds of men. Witchcraft. You need a paper to go to another country. What other country? It's made up. And I'm not saying that we can change that. We can, but it's going to take some time because most of you, even now, you're like, oh, you know, my country. No, what country? Do you even know what a flag means? You'll never see me raising my flag because I don't have a flag. I have no masters. You don't even know how they made the flag and you're, oh, you know, my country. What country? There's no country. God has no country. Those are man-made, imaginary borders. This is the border of Kenya and Uganda. Though there's no border, it's mental witchcraft. It's imaginary. Someone decided, divide and conquer. Black versus the whites. Spirit doesn't know who is white or who is black. Spirit doesn't know whether you are Indian or whatever you are. And if you want to understand that the people who run the world, they don't care about that. Go to the UN. You go to the UN, there's Indians, there's Africans, there's Caucasians, there's everyone is seated at the UN table because they have a common goal. But the moment they come outside of, oh my God, you know I'm white, you know I'm Puerto Rican, you know I'm black, oh melanin, you have no melanin. That's a skin pigmentation. Everybody is gold. Everybody's tan is gold. This is a pigmentation based on the piece of rock where you are born in. Africa, closest to the sun. So over time, when you incarnate there or incarnate there, you get a darker pigmentation. It's pigmentation. It's not melanin. Melanin has got nothing to do with this. Then you come telling me, oh, you know, 6 atoms, 6 protons. No. Who taught you that? Because you didn't know that. Someone told you 6 atoms. Who even taught you about atoms? No one has ever seen an atom. So someone sat down and said, hey, let's just tell them they have 6 protons of these 6 because they know you're going to pay attention to 6. It's mental witchcraft. Melanin is when you do something beautiful. Let's say you are light-skinned, what you call Caucasian. If you can laugh like a black person, like Eminem, that's melanin. Okay? If you are black and you can do something that seems to be done by the people who are more to that side, the Caucasian, that's melanin. The ability to do something better or even almost like the people there, that's melanin. But you are Google scholars. This is a pigmentation. Oh, melanin is so expensive. 1 gram is 1,000,000 shillings. Then take my foreskin, give me my millions. Why did I have to throw my foreskin away? You should have taken that and given me my millions. Right now, I need to put new tires in my car. You're telling me melanin is expensive. Come take some piece of melanin from my ass. Give me my millions. Who sees my ass? It's covered in clothes every day. So someone is playing mental witchcraft on you. So they make you think that you are powerful. They make you think that, so you think you are powerful because of your skin color, where they are taking everything, building everything. We're in the age of AI. 2024, your government, they stole your computer money for your children. Your children in 2024 are still learning under trees. The same way the white people found you is the same way you are in 2024. You are still learning under trees. What's the difference of learning under trees today and when the Italians came 100 years ago? What's the difference? And your leaders are going in helicopters the same way your leaders back then were riding on camels or were being carried in the shoulders. Or they were smoking and they had coats. You are chiefs. You are sellouts. The first president of Kenya in 1945, he was sleeping with white women. I have nothing against white women. Shout out to all the white women. I love blondes. I love redheads. This is just for teaching purposes. I'm not even racist. To me, any piece of pussy is good pussy as long as she has a good heart. Okay? So, take your minds for a minute. For God's sake, at least stop listening to things outside of you. Go somewhere in nature and sit down and think over again. Think, really, why am I in this world? Are things supposed to be like this? No. Can this leader help me? No. So what do I need to do? Sit. Some of you cannot even dare your gods. You say you are religious. Ask your God a question. Tell him, come here, God. Bring your ass here, God. God will be like, no, bring your ass here. Don't tell me thou shalt not. Bring your ass here. Come here. Come here. Sit here. You created me. Sit your ass here. Why am I here? What's my purpose? Well, you know, I didn't ask you about the book. Why would I have to read about you from a book? Talk to me. I don't need a book. Are you afraid to talk to me, God? Are you afraid to talk to me? What kind of God are you? Or you're not my God? Because in the beginning, let us make man like one of us. So, am I following the wrong God? So where's my God? Where's my God then? Have we been following demons? Because clearly it looks like we are in a very demonic world. So if you have been following demons, then it's about time you go within and find your own God. It was supposed to be love and appreciation. It's Friday. So let's bring the conversation back to love, you know. No, I feel if we have children buying... Do you know what it means to take the remains to go and bury your child and you're not even sure that's your child because they died in a fire? In a government that has county government that has been spending billions of shillings, but you don't even have a fire truck. I'm a trained fire marshal. I did firefighting with the Kenya Red Cross. That was 9 years ago. 9 years ago. I'm trained in, I have my wallet is not in the cloud. I've shown you, I have a G4S card, firefighting. I'm trained in incident command systems, basic and advanced, me and Monjiro and my sister-in-law. Okay? But when the counties were coming, they never sourced the people who had done those courses. Because remember when the counties came, these things like fire station and everything, I have gone to fire stations. Those people are not even qualified to be in fire stations. But then again, so just go and pick those pieces of meat and go bury them, because you deserve that also. That water was dead. Dead water. Purely dead water. You should know when you are drinking dead water, you need to wash that water bottle. Most of you don't even know that you can be drinking dead water. Yet, sometimes you'll go outside and you're going to see algae growing on water. But you can't tell when you're drinking dead water. I'm not going to give my cells dead water. So, it's Friday. Love and Appreciation Day. So, let's come back to some love. Let's go back to some love and appreciation. Friday is all about Venus. Love and appreciation. So let's not get too angry, because nothing will happen again. I mean, it's just another life to you. To you it's just another life. To you it's just another. It's not to you is a ranting. Anakuja kupiga kelele hapa. No, it's just another ranting until is your child in that school. It's just another ranting until it's your auntie, your sister who died in that stupid Nithi Bridge accident. It's just another ranting and talking while we have a single man who survived in an accident. And why are you having accident? It has got nothing to do with the drivers. It's the fact that your roads are badly engineered because money is stolen. We never hire people to come and design roads for me. I have been driving for the last 13 years. I have never been without a car for the last 13 years. Every day. And I can tell you, there are places where you drive, the moment you corner that corner, you can tell there's a way the car behaves. You're like, oh shit. You step on the brakes, oh shit. And then I have come to realize our roads are badly designed. That is why we have accidents for the PSV. It has got nothing to do with the cars or the drivers. It is these people you are put in power and you enable to continue killing people. Buildings are badly designed. You should not have a school where children can buy to death. School should have fire exits. I stopped going to Nairobi clubs a long time ago because I would go to the club, especially after doing firefighting. We had been taught safety of responder. So I'd go to the club, walk inside, look at the exits, find a big padlock on the exit, and I'm like, hatuwezi kunywa hapa bana. No, my anxiety. No, let's go and find another club. Let's at least go and drink in my avenue on the balcony. If there's a fire, we can jump on top of cars. Maybe escape with a few bruises. How can a school burn with children inside? There's even no place to escape. What kind of designs are we building prisons? But then again, no one is responsible. In this country, no one has been taken to jail for corruption all those years. No one has been taken to jail for all these engineers. People die on the roads no one has been. Are you telling we have perfect? We don't have perfect roads. We don't have perfect anything. We are coconut heads, booga Africans. And we have never been great. Well, I am now. And I'm not my father. And I'm not my grandfather. And I'm surely not my great-grandfather. I am new. Every day I wake up a new creature. I'm not even the same from yesterday. If you interacted with me yesterday, that was yesterday. I live for the present moment. I'm not who I was even 2 hours before. I am not. I am not. And this is a new world. And we are going to be like that in a new world. Okay. You want to be stuck in the old? You want to be stuck in those caste mindsets, slave, open palm policy, always being the victim? Continue being that. Continue being that. Continue being entertained on these screens. Continue bullshitting. And I'm not saying you can't have fun. You can have all the fun you want. You can be entertained. But remember, at the end of it all, when you leave this world, your transformation, what you call dying, you'll go into your memory. So if your memory was shit, if the only thing you are aware was bad governance, bad shit, if you never spoke about it, never knew that there was another, that's what you are, when you die, that's where you are going. You're going to your memory. You are going to reincarnate into the same bullshit, public school. You're going to reincarnate into the same kind of politics, the same location, the same shit every day, recycled. And it's even going to be worse than before. Your fathers had it rough. At least they had it rough, but they were not paying rent to their death. They were on their grandfather's land. Your grandfathers were having that. At least they were having it rough, but at least they had cows, they had land, they had women, they have granaries. Your great grandfathers were having it, but they had something. You will have nothing and you'll be happy. You are paying for water. Water is an element. Why are you paying for water? You should only pay for water once to be connected. Because the world will never run out of water. Our atmosphere has never lost water because water is within an atmosphere. There's no global warming. There's no shortage of fresh water. Nothing like that. The world regenerates because it's its own consciousness. Yet we have allowed people to sell water to us. Now they are selling oxygen to you. Air. You are paying for air expensively. Humans love to suffer. More so for Africans. And Africans are everywhere in the world, not just in this piece of rock that you are calling Africa. It's an African mentality. It's called the Egyptian mind. The word Egypt means slave mind. The word Egypt means slave. So we have the slave mind. We have the slave minds. I don't have the slave mind. I refuse to be a Gentile. People led by their desires only. You know, the genitals, the Gentiles. I am not a Gentile. I'm not a Gentile. I'm not a Gentile. The United States taxes the elements. Yeah, they do. No one is safe anywhere. Shout out to Amanda. And you can go and follow Amanda. She does beautiful paintings. Shout out to Amanda. I saw your painting. They are beautiful. I saw you had painted what you call a monster. I saw you had painted a huge monster painting. You know what I'm saying? I have a huge monster plant. Let me show you. Right there. See my monster? To the entrance of my door. See the monster? The plant. Can you see it? I have huge monster plants all around my compound. Huge ones. Very huge ones. Shout out to Amanda. Go and follow Amanda. Don't be stingy. Oh, she's a white woman. Oh, go and follow Amanda. She's not white. That's skin color. She's an angel. Okay? On my page, we don't entertain racism. On my page, we don't entertain black versus white. On my page, we don't entertain rich versus poor. You are all spirits having human experiences. You are not special. You are just a spirit. Okay? Yeah, in Kenya, no leaders are held accountable. And the Gen Z showed you how to deal with these people. Who was in charge of this person? You go to their place and you deal with them. So you put the fear of God in these other people to take action. Otherwise, nothing will go. Now you're all going to mourn. Now, you wait. I know today the government is there. Members of parliament are here. We have come to inspect. You are going to inspect what? What are you there to say? Just to be seen for the cameras. We stand with the families. The government is going to take care of the body. Nonsense. You should chase them away from that place. The moment they come, chase them away with stones. And you're also guilty. I saw another one. Ati mtoto amekuliwa na haina alikuwa ametumwa kwa duka. Why are you sending your children to the shop at 7 p.m.? That's still a child. They should be home. Trauma. Now that's another demon now. Because whenever that spirit died in fear. Because it's horrific to be killed by a hyena. So the fear that that child died in, so the child will go into the same, is going to reincarnate into the same fear energy. Another demon reincarnated here. Fear. So even your children don't die in glory. It's disgusting, and it's in the Kikuyu community. You think that's a story even to bring in the news? Your child was what's great to be eaten by a hyena in 2024? And the hyena has got no problem. The hyena is doing what the hyena is supposed to be doing. The hyena was in the right place. The child was in the right place at the wrong time. There's nothing like a coincidence. Those parents should look, if my child was eaten by a hyena, what thought or feeling was I in to manifest a child? What are the characteristics of a hyena? The hyena is what you call the undertaker. The work of the hyena is to eat carcasses, to eat the dead. But you went to church, you're not spiritual people, so you're not even going to do the connection to see how low you have sunk. But wait until Sunday. Even the people who brought you religion don't do religion the way you do. You are in church from 8 p.m. to 7 p.m. in the evening. You go to church on a Monday, Tuesday's prayers, Wednesday fellowship, Thursday I don't know what, girls whatever, Friday kesha, Saturday nonsense. Even the people who give you religion, they're looking at you like, wait a minute, why? How comes every time we give Africans something, they run away with it, and they even overdo us? Booga booga mind coconut head. Let's do questions. I don't want to be in my anger. Okay? Someone is telling me you are your ancestor. The blood is running in your blood is your ancestor. Well, if the blood that you have inside you is your ancestor, that's for you. The blood that runs in my veins is the blood of what you call my spiritual predecessors. Not my ancestors, my spiritual predecessors. We all don't come from human beings. This is a being that loves the light. Hue means the light, color, human. This being loves the light. That is why you go to the light, you go to the information, you come out during the day. Okay? But light is externalization, is death. You are told to go within, to go to the darkness, to go to the spiritual, the unknown, to the scary side, and you are going to find your answers. That is why, for the Draculas, who are always in darkness, they live longer. The tortoise is always hiding its head, lives longer. The shark, the whales, they live for hundreds of years. Why? They are always in darkness, as an allegory. What you are escaping from is your answer. Go within. You say that the ruler of this world is Lucifer. You say Satan rules this world. When you look at this world, what do you love? You love beautiful things. You love shape and form. You love lights, disco lights. Okay? Now, when you see a cripple, maybe instead of a nose, he has an ear here. His mouth is in the back of his head. He has two heads. What do you say? Look at God's creation. So God is the scary parts that you are avoiding. But you can't think like that because you are biased. Oh, my religion. Oh, my religion. What about my crop? What about my this? What about my PhD? I got a PhD. God doesn't give a shit about your PhD. Your PhD is not even knowledge from God. It's knowledge from men. And the people you call the Oxfords didn't even go to school. Think about that. The people these schools are named after, they didn't go to school. They didn't graduate. But the schools, they own them. Think about that. But you can't think. You have artificial minds. You are programmed how to think because you don't have a mind of your own. Your mind is what you have been given. It's external. It's the light. It's illumination. It's the second coming. So if you have your bread of your ancestor, you don't even have your ancestors' blood. You maybe you cannot even donate blood to your mother because you have different blood types. Maybe your father cannot even donate blood to you, so how can you claim I have the blood of my ancestors? If my own mother cannot donate blood to me, I have to appeal for blood. I'm appealing for blood. Oh, negative. Get your mind out of the gutter of regurgitating knowledge. My ancestor. Yet your mother cannot even donate blood to you. You are spiritual beings. Understand that some of us don't even come from here. As spirits, some of us are not even from this realm. We just take bodies here. We fail here. Some of you are oversouls, especially the people who are ringing on the left side of the ear. You are connected to oversouls. Some of them are Arcturians, others are Venusians. But you don't know that because you have been blocked. You have been blocked by religion, by what you have been told by teachers. I'm not from around here. Never look at me and think we are the same. You are not the same. And I don't have the blood of my ancestors. I have the blood of my spiritual predecessors. And I refuse to believe that my ancestors were weak. Because my ancestors never kneeled down to pray. We never kneel down to anyone. I do not kneel for anyone. Not a government, not a system, nothing. So I'm different than you. You kneel down to your ancestors. They were thrown overboard. Those are your ancestors, fine. Follow those ancestors. Those are not my ancestors. My ancestors refuse to be victims again. Even if it means I build alone. It may take me longer, but I'll build alone. I've always been a hermit. Life path number 9. Of course, men cannot even take care of a hyena. A hyena. A hyena. Boys, I told you we have no men. Boys, a hyena. Dead. They're like, oh my God. Poke the hyena. Then you say Africans are great. You are great and you're afraid of a dead hyena. If a dead hyena can scare you, what do you mean? Can you stand to guns? That is why you have always been running, hiding your tails. The war is spiritual. It's not even physical. If you can run away from a dead hyena that has been put on a stake, and you are touching it, oh my God, men, those are your men. Men, those are your men. No wonder your girls love getting their dick from the Nigerians. And the Nigerians, they keep the hyenas like pets. Shout out to all the women getting their dicks from the Nigerians. Your men have become 2-minute men. Sex, 3 minutes, done. At 35, you are popping pills because your masculine is gone. Your testosterone is gone. Because even your culture has been teaching you weakness. Culture has been teaching you weak. If your culture was strong, you'd be taking over the world. You don't even have your own bank as Africans. You don't have your own bank. World Bank runs the world. You don't have your own hospital. You go to India, Africans. So what are you telling me? You are great. You don't even have your own money. You have nothing. You have no religion. It's Presbyterian, it's Catholic, it's Italian, it's the Melchizedek. You don't even have your own religion. You don't even have your own school. It's their universities, their Oxford. And don't tell me that African Nazarene school is yours, because it's not even yours. The education system is not even yours. Oh, we used to be great. We used to have this education in Egypt. Show me your school where you can graduate better than the Oxfords. You don't have. You're going to international school. Their school, yes, then shut the fuck up and sit down. You have never been great. And until you wake up and realize that you have greatness within you that you need to bring out, because even those people who seem to be great didn't go to God and get it. They had to go out there and drop their balls to become great. Then you have nothing to talk to me about. You are beneath me. Get behind me, demon. Then I have our culture people calling me, hello, Wamuthaka, we have this forum, we want to invite you for the men, but you have to tone down how you talk in your channel so that we can accept you. Tureda gucokia rũĩ mũkaro, akuna kitu marudisha mũkaro, the river knows. The river knows where it has always been. Sasa utarudisha river aje kwenye najua. Tureda gucokia rũĩ mũkaro. Rũĩ nĩ rũĩ harĩa rũgeraga. You cannot take the river back. The river will always take the same path. No matter what happens. There's nothing you are taking back. Hatiro uracokia mũkaro we. You are regurgitating. Yeah, you're like a dog that eats its own vomit. Just because you are getting on TV, you think you... Do you know the first time I was on TV? TV is as useless. To be seen in TV is as useless as it serves no purpose. I've been on newspapers. I don't even collect them. My spouse will be like, "Uweke hiyo gazeti utakuwa unaonesha watu ya nini?" Anaweka gazeti ya nini, Charity? For what? Just because they're on TV. How many people are going on TV? Useless people. And I'm not coming to that forum. Nasikuji Nyeri. I'm not going to go to a forum where the men are teaching women to have 6 children, even single women. I'm not going to go to a forum where the men are claiming that as a woman, you need to be washed sexually by another man. If that's your culture, that's not my culture. Uko sikuji. I'm not going to come to a place where the role of the culture is just to be heard saying thayo. You don't even know where the word thayo came from. Or thy. I will not. Verify to continue. We have discovered inactivity on your page. So you're not even tapping the screen. Now I have to beg you to tap the screen, like children. But if I was speaking nonsense or setting text as mungekuwa mna tap screen. You see, that's where your mind is. Tunasemanga, where the mind goes, the body goes. Gutter minds. Yeah, there's nothing wrong with the sun burning directly to you, but be careful, the sun is evil. Okay, but now when you speak like this, the people be like, what do you mean the sun is evil? We are the children of the sun. You are not the children of the sun. You are children of the moon. The moon is the real you. The sun is the externalization, what we see. What we don't see is the moon, the internal, the macabre, the spiritual side. You are children of the moon. That is why you agree with the sun. Opposites attract. If you are children of the sun and the sun, two positives cannot interact. You'll be getting skin burns. You are children of the moon. You belong to the darkness. You are living in reverse. I don't know who have been teaching you these things. The sun is blocking you. Let me make it sense for you. For you to see the light, for you to be perceiving the light that you are perceiving, you have to be in darkness. You cannot see the light if you are not in darkness. Is that making sense to you? You cannot see the light unless you are in darkness. So you see the light, you receive the light because you are in darkness. You have always been in darkness. So when you see the light, you are seeing the light because something is blocking. So you are receiving the light because there's something blocking. Go outside in the dark. Go in the middle of the dark. Go outside in the dark where there's no light. Okay? Drive to Marsabit, the darkest nights I've ever seen as you go to the northern side of Kenya. The darkest night I've ever seen. You can almost touch the darkness. Go and watch the animation called Orion and the Dark. So if you're in darkness, Okay? You cannot see the light because you're in darkness. So there's nothing to see. But if I shine a light somewhere, now you can see the light because you're in darkness. But the reason you can see the light is because there's something reflecting the light. The illumination coming from the reaction of the batteries causing an illumination and an emanation is what you are calling light. The only reason you can see it is because it's being blocked by something or being reflected by the reflector. So you are always in darkness. So the light, the sun is evil because something is blocking something for you to see this. But you don't have that mind. I know some of you that went above you. Like, oh my God, I've never thought about it like this. I thought the light is a ball of fire floating. Yeah, you are Google scholars. That is what you have been told. That is not even the sun that you are seeing. You are seeing a past event. Something has already happened for that light to reach you. The same way, if I was in the darkness and I was to shine a searchlight, for you to witness that searchlight, there